Welcome back, everyone, to the Lost Depths of Phandelver. Hope you all had a good week.
Twas okay.
I say that every week, don't I? I'd say that same exact
do.
thing. That's so
And-
funny.
And sometimes we don't say anything, and sometimes we do. I'm not saying anything because
It's indicative of our weeks.
My mother always told me, if you don't have any good thing good to say, don't say anything at all.
Oh,
I don't believe in that. I just bitch.
It's honestly probably the healthier response.
I didn't set anything on fire this week.
well, that's
There you go.
that's a plus.
I wish I did.
Right.
All right. You guys all have audio, music.
Yeah, it's coming in.
All right. While shopping, the group heard a commotion coming from Trebre's abandoned home, and upon investigation, found a shadowy creature attacking a stranger named Aliva. Together, they defeated the creature, and then continued on to the town's drunken dockmaster to have some gems appraised. Upon their arrival, Dockmaster Hedrick offered them a drink, which they hesitantly accepted. To their surprise, they were able to hear his voice clearly in their minds, sober and coherent. He informed them that his name was actually Fyeth Shadestone, heir to the Shadestone Empire, and that he had found Hedrick dead. He had taken on Hedrick's appearance to remain hidden from the Croc Boss, revealing that the Croc Boss worked for a higher authority only known by Black Spider. Explaining that the boss had devised a plan to help obtain keys that were required to initiate something called the Reclaiming. Fyeth urged the party to gain the Croc Boss's confidence, starting by participating in a gathering of delegates currently being held at the inn. And that's where we're going to begin this evening. All right. So, we left off the map load. There we go.
Rendering.
We left off. We're still in Hedrick's house here. I went ahead and updated the token. Thank you, D1, for that. By the way, I just
good.
I spread it out a little to make it more grass and stuff, so that it was more centered and all that. But he did awesome on that, didn't he? Doesn't it look
Yeah,
good?
It does look pretty good.
added Aliva in there.
Yeah, everything looks great. Okay, so as you kind of all remain gathered in the, we'll call it the living quarters of the room here, kind of in front of the fireplace, and you kind of descend a couple of steps down into a lower level here, not too much lower, probably a good 2 or 3 feet down from where you currently are, and as you step down into the lower portion of the house here, Fyeth kind of waves you on a bit, and down into a corner where there seems to be kind of an old tarp, or maybe a sail or something draped over a bunch of boxes. As he kind of flips the boxes up, he opens the first crate, and you can see there's a couple of items inside there, as well as a stack of chests, kind of to the right of the tarp. I don't have a map for you, unfortunately, for this one, but if you can imagine, there are a couple of chests here, different various sizes and colors. There's a long, kind of a thin chest that's black. Looks like it might have some kind of a black leather wrapped all around it. Very distinguishing looking. It has kind of a gold and brass lock that you can tell at first glance is very shiny. almost polished. It was kept nice, kept well. Um, Gods only know who this belongs or belonged to at some point. There are various chests. That one there. There's another one that's quite large. That has looks like it has a bunch of hatchet or axe marks taken out of the side of it. It looks like it might even have seen some battle. There seems to be some residual liquid on the side of it that's dried. It has like a bluish tint to it. It's kind of hard to say. There's also a bag, a small satchel, if you will. Rather medium-sized satchel with kind of the leather flap kind of flung over and held in place with kind of a socket and a grommet. It's kind of just wrapped around itself there. He kind of extends a hand to you all and kind of tells you to come closer as he kind of presents you with the chests in front of you. There's 3 in total and a satchel.
So are we just looting, or what are we doing here?
Whatever you'd like. You can
I'm
take.
still standing out by that doorway. I'm not really leaving the doorway and keeping an eye out on the streets behind us too.
Sure. And I should probably mention that Rummy is kind of on the top of the house here, still perched, still very aware of his surroundings for the most part here. You do see a character to the south, D1, that seems to be slowly making their way up the path, innocently enough.
Okay, I'll definitely keep an eye on that.
Sure. Ronan, the chests that you see in front of you, he kind of presents you with them, and as soon as he does, you notice the satchel on top is kind of has some lines on there. There's definitely some stuff shoved down in there, and he proceeds to tell you, these were here. They were here when I found the place. They were covered up intentionally. Looked like they were intentionally hidden. It's an obvious thing, considering everyone around here knows that anything that anyone finds instantly belongs to the boss, and then he decides everything from there. If Hedrick had any goods, these are probably them. I have to tell you, I'm not the that is to say, my fingers are not skilled as far as breaking into things that I would, that would require some finesse. I tend to have a harder hand, so to speak, and tend to use my shoulder to, solve problems more often than my hands.
I can respect that. Are you saying that you can't get into these boxes?
I haven't been able to. No, they've been here this whole time since I've found Hedrick. I'm assuming they're probably of some kind of value, and maybe you might be able to use them on your quests and missions going forward. I certainly have no use for them.
I'll pick up that satchel and
Sure.
root through it.
Yeah, sure. Immediately, as soon as you begin to open the satchel, you see that there are various potion bottles in there, Ronan.
Ooh.
You are actually quite shocked, and you notice that as soon as you begin to lift them out, you notice a couple of them are empty. There's about 3 empty potion bottles in here, but there are 4 total other potions here. If you want to write it on your list, there are 3 potions of superior healing in here, Ronan.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there are 3 of them, and 1 potion of healing. Just regular, good old potion of healing.
Alright.
So 4 total.
Just make a paper note of that, and we'll figure out who those go to later.
Hedrick looks at you and he says, I'm sure you'll have more use out of him. He kind of shows you on his side a satchel there, or rather on his belt. He shows you, he's like a little pouch he has down there, and he kind of lifts up. He says, I hope you don't mind. I took one. He has a potion of minor healing, from what you can tell.
Oh, that's fine.
There's the chests that seem to be sitting here. You all can kind of do whatever you'd like to. You can open the chests, or you can explore the room. There isn't really much here to see as far as any kind of ancient relics or anything like that. What you see mostly, as per your perception checks from last game, is mostly just what you would expect someone to have in their possession to survive. So they would have some food, some fruits from somewhere. Surprisingly enough, Hedrick has some fresh fruits here, which I told you, I think, last time, but there are some fresh fruits here, so you do have access to. There's also some bread. Seemingly, there seems to be some mold on the outside edge of the heel. Yeah, just cut that away, no problem.
Yeah, I'll dig through the fruits and see if I can find peaches.
roll a d20 for me, Griff. Just a
Like
d20.
Griff would just instinctually be able to smell a peach within like 20 feet.
The
20
peach
miles.
hunter. I'm sorry, I gotcha.
Oh, did you just see that roll around?
Yeah, that was weird. 12.
You find an assortment of pears, peaches, and apples.
Score.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my.
probably there's probably like 10 pieces of fruit total in here.
I'm sorry,
I mean-
ignorant D&D question. Do we care about food?
You do.
I do. Okay.
I do especially. I need my peaches squishy.
There doesn't seem to be any rotten fruit right here, Griff. Although I will say
I can
that-
slide it in my bag.
some of these are getting a little bit mushy. You can
I
tell.
mean, all fruit's rotten fruit if you give it enough time.
It's true.
I'll pick up the peaches and slide
Yeah.
them into my bag.
Sure.
They'll get where I need them to be.
Yeah. Brandy, you notice these chests are. They look to you pretty basic as far as the locking mechanism goes.
Sure.
From face value, but you can choose to do whatever you'd like.
Yeah, I was
But I
gonna
want to break
turn
them all
to
up.
Brandy and suggest if the locks look like they're just regular locks, you could try picking them.
Yeah, I think I would definitely want to try doing a good inspection first, just to make sure there isn't any weird booby traps or anything.
Yeah, roll an investigation check. Oh, an 8. Brandy,
I don't see shit.
as you kind of look around here, in the kind of the low light, the dim light here in the room, you see the kind of the gold and rather the brass kind of shine, the polish it catches your eye. Somebody took great time and effort to produce the outside edge of this lock. As you kind of look in, from what you gather, it's probably just a simple pin and latch mechanism. You don't detect anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, well, I think I would just try and open it.
All right. Go ahead and use your.
I'll touch her shoulder and give her guidance.
Okay. As you feel like a warmth kind of pass through your shoulder, you look back and you see D1 there as he kind of it inspires you a bit.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hell yeah, commit those crimes.
Oh yeah, let's steal some shit.
Would that have been with advantage or not? No, you also got to roll a d4
I'm trying to remember if.
on time at it. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yep. So you go ahead and roll a D4 too. Look at that. That's funny. So Brandy, which chest are you most interested in picking first here? If you are gonna pick all three.
I would say whichever one is the
Spend
smallest.
some time on it. Okay, yeah, this is pretty easy actually. You can kind of hear it pop as soon as you put the pick in. There isn't much effort here that's spent. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna make you lockpick all of these. We'll go ahead and say that you latched it. You were able to do it pretty easily without much effort, Brandy. As your kind of your colleagues, your party kind of around you, they observe just how great you are at this. You kind of almost effortlessly are able to do this now. As the lock pops open, you hear the latch mechanism give way and the lid opens, Brandy. And before you sits a couple of things that you notice right out of the gate. Right on top is kind of a large, looks like a blanket maybe, which seems quite odd to you. But you pull it out and it's a thick wool blanket. It's probably 5 foot high by maybe 4 feet wide. You notice at first, just under the blanket, Brandy, it catches your eye pretty quickly. You see there's a leather belt harness with a couple of throwing darts, 3 to be precise. And the throwing darts are quite exquisite. They're made out of a really nice silver metal. It's hard to say. It's very polished. The edges of the dart are kind of bound with a really nice, tightly wrapped black leather that kind of make up the handle all the way to the bottom. They're very, very nice, very well balanced. They kind of fit in the harness of the belt perfectly.
Ooh,
as you can
I like
tell,
that.
all 3. You also see a couple other things. There's some old clothes here. They're pretty heavy, from what you can tell, like maybe a long shirt, and some other bits and pieces. But the one thing that catches your eye more than anything else, I will link it in Discord. I'll put it in bag of holding.
Or a story character info, I think is where you put most of your cards.
Oh, it is, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the bag is stuff that we have.
What the hell did I just do? Oh, weird. Okay, I'm sorry, hold on. Bam. You find these in the bottom. This seems to be some kind of a cold weather crate of some sort. An adventuring pack for cold weather.
Oh. Boots with the fur.
With the fur.
Perfect.
Boot
Awesome.
shots.
All right. Then they're pretty nice boots. They're pretty big, Brandy. They would probably fit probably a full-size human or something like that. To you, they'd be
What are you trying to say?
quite large.
Trying to say I'm small.
you wear a child-sized shoe.
All right, perfect. The next chest, Brandy, is it's kind of a long, thin chest. As you kind of pop the lid open here, and Fiath is just kind of watching you go through the paces here, just kind of continuing, just watching you do your thing. You find a couple of things in here catch your attention, and D1, you notice it too. There's a stack of parchment in here, and some ink as well, D1. Exactly 500 gold worth of parchment and ink.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Are you talking like spell scroll parchment or just regular parchment?
Just stacks of parchment.
Okay.
Well, we'll say 500 gold worth of transcribing equipment for him.
Sure.
You also find one enduring spellbook, D1. There's a couple of vials of colored ink. There's like a red, a blue, I think a green. You also find this. Let me make sure I do this right.
Nifty.
All right.
Nice.
Da-da-da-da. Perfect. Okay. As well as a couple of other things, as you kind of begin to lift them out of the box here, I'm just going to throw a couple more things in here for you. You notice, pretty immediate, some strange text, some strange figuring and lettering on a very old piece of parchment here, as well as a scrap, which seems to be the edge of maybe a map or something. The map is very, very. I'll tell you what. Whoever sees this, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Brandy can.
Like the scroll. Like whoever sees the scroll.
Whoever sees her unloading which all of you would. I mean, if you want to be fair.
Yeah.
Roll what check?
Yeah.
History. Yeah, just roll a history check for me. See what you get.
Oh damn.
Oh, here, I'll try a roll too. What's my history?
Yeah, you all can.
All of us? Okay.
Look at that.
My God. Brandy's a historian.
But tonight I am. Just call me Nico Rabbit.
Oof.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow, natural one. Very crazy.
Yeah, she's over by the door. She can't see it that great.
Well,
Shit.
I was just thinking that
That's
anyway.
true,
I'm thinking
yeah.
now.
No, it's really cool.
She's, like,
actually. That
squinting.
worked out really well, really well.
Little
Perfect.
frowny
Roll
face.
just to fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
this is good. So, Aliva, you continue to monitor the door here. Kind of just
Just
keep
around.
Yeah, just keep it watch. Keep a watch. You're not even really paying attention much about to what they're unloading at the moment.
Sounds
You're
about
kinda-
accurate.
Yeah, you're kind of just just being a good guard. Just kind of being aware of the door and the windows and such. As you kind of look around, D1, Ronan, you are really kind of wrapped up in the these boots that Brandy pulled out here. The fur for some reason catches your eye. Might be something that you recognize from somewhere in your travels. It has kind of a light blue tint to it. It's kind of caught all of your attention, so you're not really paying too much attention to the map that was pulled out. D1 and Griff, you kind of continue to watch and observe the items being pulled out here, but you're all still kind of taking in the situation, and you're not really very interested in kind of any kind of a paper or parchment, anything that's written at the moment. You're more interested in seeing if there are any items or anything. D1, you are very curious about the inks here. Brandy, you notice pretty directly that this is a map of the Sword Coast. You can definitely tell that the high road here along the coastline that represents the high road, and the road to the to the east represents the Tribor Trail deeper into the Sword Coast. You also notice a chain of islands that kind of lay off the coast here, off to the west. It's hard to say how long, but looking through perspective here, you could probably assume it's pretty far off the coast. But there are quite a number of islands here, and there seems to be almost a track kind of drawn here on the map, and it leads to an X on some particular island off the coast.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like maybe a treasure of some kind.
Yeah, it could possibly be worth. I know from my experience of sailing, X does usually mark treasure.
It's true. It's true.
I've followed a map or two with a red X on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't weigh much. We can always take it with us.
I would say keep the map.
Yeah, keep the map.
Yeah.
I say we
Alright.
keep all of this shit.
Yeah. There is one more chest. It's a little bigger than the other two, Brandy. This one is going to require another check for you.
Okay.
This is a hard one, so if you guys want to take a second here and maybe discuss it, you notice without any kind of checks, investigation or otherwise, that this lock is a little bit more advanced than the other ones. A little older, too.
I mean, I would inspect it to make sure there isn't anything obvious that I'm not seeing.
Definitely. Roll an investigation check for me. Oh, 6. There ain't nothing here.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Totally normal.
That's fine. Before
Yeah,
she
though, I
gets,
mean, I would.
she's gonna pick the check. I'll give her guidance again.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Okay.
As you feel another warm kind of feeling
click
kind of
it
go
right.
through your shoulder.
There you go.
All right,
Oh, thank
Brandy.
you.
Hey, look at that.
There you
That's really good, actually. Let me tell you, out of character, out of like whatever, the DC for this was quite high. It was quite
I figured
high.
it was at least 20.
It was pretty high, yeah. So, very well done. So, Brandy, wow. After getting that kind of warm sensation on your right shoulder, you begin to kind of, yeah, it's true, golf clap. You begin to kind of like feel around first with the pick. Before you make any adjustment, like before you make any sudden moves, you feel around first, kind of get an idea, you know? A little bit of weight here, a little bit of pressure there. And just as soon as you find that one little, there it is, right there. It's perfectly, it just fits right in like it was meant for it. And you just begin to twist. And you hear a click. And then you hear another bunch of clicks, Brandy. As well as the sound of, it sounds like something depressurizing. It's very, very quick, very sudden as the chest lid opens.
Okay.
Well done. You find a couple of pretty awesome things, Brandy. As soon as you open the chest, you notice laying right on top of the pile. It's a shield. It is a little smaller than you would recognize like a regular heater shield, shape to be. This is a little smaller, but nonetheless, it feels powerful to you when you see it. You also see a couple other things. I know normally there would be some unidentified things here, and you still can identify things, D1, if you choose to. But there are certain factors at play here. So the next thing that you find, Brandy, is a piece of chainmail. At face value, it's old and ragged. There's some pieces of chain missing off the bottom. You can see some links are tattered. There's some damaged bits on the around the neck, but there are some jewels and kind of woven into the chest here that are quite beautiful. Kind of catch your attention pretty quickly. couple more things here, Brandy, as you kind of rummage through. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot at you guys. There's a pair of pipes in here, like an instrument, if you will. There seems to be a couple of like very tiny bird skulls affixed to them through some kind of threading method, as well as some bits of leather and some small bones attached. One more. Riggs, you're crazy. On the very bottom, Brandy, there is a little compartment that you wouldn't normally have seen. The way that you picked the lock here, Brandy, a little compartment on the bottom, a little drawer, if you will, popped out at the same time as the lid opened. And this was in the compartment. It seems to be a strange infused copper disc, probably no larger than the size of your hand. It has a hole in the top of it so that maybe a piece of string or something could be strung through it and you could wear it as a necklace or something.
Yeah, sure.
But it looks incredibly old. From what you can tell, there's some blood spattered on it. On the front of it, it's dried. But it's very odd to you. It's infused with some kind of weird, odd metals. There are divots kind of taken out of the center in different areas, and you can kind of see down thicker into the copper, and you can into the deeper layers, if you will. On the back, when you flip it around, there are very odd shaped indentations that surround the kind of the circumference of the back of the disc here, and they form kind of a broken circle, if you will, with different segments kind of taken out. Very odd.
Looks like somebody just tried to hammer a bunch of precious stones into it. Looks like shit.
Yeah, I wonder what it could be used for. Or was used for.
Yeah, that thing looks interesting.
Yeah,
Also,
I can't think of anything.
Sorry.
No,
this
you're
is in
good.
the little drawer as well, Brandy, because you were able to do so well at popping the lock without breaking anything, and you revealed that hidden drawer that was underneath the chest that popped open, and that this little piece of parchment with strange lettering was also in there, along with the disc.
Okay. A lot of weird letters tonight.
It's true.
So
Like bingo.
while all of this is going on, I'm just sitting here trying to read Fights mind.
Sorry.
So while all of this is going on,
Yeah.
I'm just keeping an eye on Fife. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Fife?
Fiath. Yeah.
Fife.
Yeah. I should have pronounced it a little clearer in the message in the beginning too, because I come up with these weird names. I'll give you the spelling and stuff so you guys have it.
Yeah, does he still look like Hedrick? Or like, has he...
No, not now. He does not. He's as a matter of fact, if you want, we'll make a token for him. He's a lot younger, probably mid to older 20s.
Yeah, okay. But he can pretty much use Hedrick as a disguise.
Yeah, he has really good observation, Griff. He seems to have some kind of ability to be able to disguise himself in a very, very well, in a very, very powerful way, to mimic Hedrick. I mean, almost down to the scars, which from what you could tell earlier from it. Thank you. That's totally right.
I mean, how the fuck would we know? We never seen Hedrick before.
Well, it's true. That's a good point.
Well, yeah. I guess we've only seen his vision of Hedrick,
It's true.
which I'd imagine is probably taken from what he saw was his dead body.
But yeah,
I
just
mean,
being under this potion of mind fuckery, I'm trying to test the limits of that, like trying to read Bythe's mind.
Oh, yeah. You mean because you're under the influence of this weird...
Yeah, we're all
telekinesis
mentally
thing?
linked. I want to see what I can do with that.
Yeah, this is fantastic, Ronan. All right, tell me what you want to center in on. What are you fishing for exactly? Are you trying to
Just surface thoughts, like
surface thoughts? Okay.
yeah, what's he thinking while we're rooting through all of this shit?
All right, Ronan. I'll tell you what. Roll me an insight check. And yeah, just roll me an insight check, Ronan. All right, Ronan. Do you want to accept the one?
Shit.
Oh, that's right. I do have some.
You have some
inspiration.
stuff you can do here. You also have another
Yeah,
way
I'll take it.
that doesn't involve the inspiration. Do you want the one?
Yeah, I'll just take
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you got it. As you begin to try and kind of lay yourself over like a blanket of thought, open your mind up to receiving information from others rather than transmitting it. You begin to focus, Ronan. Hold on one second here. You begin to focus. Jay, I was gonna do something funny, but I don't have it on this game. As you begin to focus, you see something that catches your eye out the corner of the window. It's a it could be a butterfly, possibly. It has purple and green wings. You begin to think of a time in your past, Ronan, when you were running by the country, kind of in the backyard of some hut. And you remember seeing a butterfly there, and you just remember how amazing and beautiful of an experience it was. And you look over and you see Fyeth kind of look over at you and give you a little smirk.
Shit.
In a similar vein, while everyone's going through all these items, stuff like that, I'm definitely looking at Shadestone
Yes.
kind of critically, while kind of glancing back and forth a lot, and then
Sure.
at one point just being like, Shadestone, do you know more about how this boss plans on doing or bringing about this reclaiming?
So the boss, oh man, there's so much. The boss has many creatures in his service. Many. If you go and you meet him, you'll see he has all types. It's my understanding from the information that I've gathered that he already has a couple of the keys that he needs. He really needs a couple more. There's one thing that he doesn't know, and that in order to turn on the machine, one requires something else aside from the keys. I don't think he has that information yet,
Do you?
unfortunately. It's kind of it's a danger that I hold this information.
And?
Yeah, well, we'll ask him outright what else is required.
It's kind of it's not something that I can openly and freely discuss without
Without what?
roll a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion or
Who's all
intimidation?
talking? Are you both talking to him?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
I
So,
overheard. I mean, we can all hear everything that he
Yeah.
says to everybody going on.
Sure.
Who's
Yeah.
rolling? Is it me and
Absolutely.
Sada both? Or no?
Well, whoever wants involved.
You
he-
go ahead and roll first.
Everybody is in everybody's heads right now, so there are no secrets at the moment. Oh wow,
I'll roll too. I'll see if we can.
a 6. Yeah.
Chime in without
get.
Sure.
what, threat upon your
16.
life, because we can do that. Can I make an intimidation check?
But yeah, I'm more likely to intimidate.
Oh, do you want to try and like
Yeah.
muscle it out of him? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just hold on 1 second here. Persuasion. Eva D1. Okay, perfect. Let me do this first. As you begin to kind of discuss knowledge, hidden knowledge that he possesses, you begin to kind of lean in a little bit more aggressive with your well, go ahead and roll an intimidation check for me, the both of you.
There we go.
Wow, 18.
It was meant to be.
That's great. All right, Aliva. As you begin to lean in a little bit harder on him as far as his information goes, Ronan backs you up with your point. I'll give it to you to let you decipher this, whatever what he tells you here. But what he shares with you is this. All I can tell you is that there are shards that make up a greater whole, and he who holds I can. Ooh. 1 second. You see a little bit of steam rise up from kind of a shoulder. D1, you notice it first with your passive. But you all notice, you kind of begin to smell kind of the heat. It's hard to explain as... Wow, are you kidding me right now? He kind of takes a moment and winces as you see little parts of boiling begin to happen on his right hand. Little blisters begin to form. And then you see them kind of pop. And like vapor and smoke kind of is exhumed from them. It's quite disturbing to witness as his skin kind of begins to collapse and fade back into what it once was. As he kind of lets out a listen, it's not that I don't want to tell you.
Oh, you mean literally can't tell us?
It's that I'm not able to.
Oh my god.
Should be a little more clear with your words. I feel like we could have avoided this one.
You really got to get your life together, man.
He kind of puts a hand on his right shoulder as he kind of lifts his shirt up to you, Ronan, and slides it down a bit. You see there are, and it's almost like an ember-colored thread, if you will, very thin. It looks like a tattoo. It's a runic symbol. There are 2 lines. It's almost like a T, with another line on top of the cross section, and then a dot on the right side of it, above it.
Would I have or anyone have any reason to recognize this symbol?
Yeah, do any of us?
I would say, even with a history check, probably not.
Okay.
I would say no. Here,
I think it's a glyph.
And even if you can't speak about this information, how did you come by it? Why do you know and he doesn't?
It's up to my family to hold this knowledge. We're required to keep it safe as he kind of begins to recollect himself. You'd see that he definitely took some kind of odd damage. He's wounded in some way, Aliva. You can definitely sense that as he's kind of a little bit more vulnerable to you.
I'd probably just scoff, go back to looking out the window, to be honest. Are we done shopping here?
I
Shopping.
wanted
Taking a look at
to. So we noticed some books that I wanted to take a quick look at.
Sure.
Books with gold bindings that were in a shelf behind them.
Yes. Sorry. Yep, D1. As soon as you unwrap the cloth that surround the books, you notice some of them have like a golden edge around the outside edge, all the way around the books. Almost like they may possibly dipped the edges of the pages to protect them for whatever reason. Do you want to open them?
Yeah, I definitely will open
You
and
are
take a look.
sucked through. I'm just playing.
Nice.
Oh god.
Oh my god, where did he go?
That was my original plan. Give me 1 second here. Can you hear my papers flying around? I think you can.
Yeah.
It's a center.
I'm so old school.
It's actually like meta immersion because he's like asking for books.
That's
Just
right.
here flipping through pages.
Oh shit.
I
feel like I'm here.
D1. As soon as you open the first, there are 3 here total. As soon as you open the first one, it's quite thin. You notice immediately, as soon as you open the book, there is nothing printed in this book. You kind of go through, you thumb through it, like all through the pages, through the front, the middle, the back. There doesn't seem to be anything written in here. You open the second book, and this is a much thicker book, D1. It actually has a couple of ribbons, different colored ribbons, kind of laid out through the pages. There are 3 total. There are a red, a blue, and a black ribbon, and kind of the red one's laid in the beginning section, the blue one in the middle, and the black one kind of near the end. And again, there doesn't seem to be a single thing written in any of these pages, D1. Fiath looks at you and says, I got the same thing. I opened them. There's nothing written. Maybe it's some kind of a magic or something. I couldn't tell you.
And that's all 3. The third book has nothing.
All 3.
written too?
All 3. The third one is quite thin. It's probably only maybe 15, 20 pages. No text, no nothing. Not even an ink blot. As a matter of fact, D1, roll an investigation check. Here, we'll move on here in just a moment.
Ooh, 27.
Look at that. That's amazing. You notice the last book. As soon as you flip all the way to the end of the last book, you see the pages are too perfect. These pages are too perfect. As far as how old the books seem to be, the pages look like they were just made. They're freshly bleached, almost like white, almost. Completely ready, fresh. As you kind of flip through with your thumb, you can feel the roughness of the edges of the pages, almost like they've been through all kinds of shit, like rough stuff. They've been maybe in water and had dirt rubbed on them and maybe other materials and such. But when you open the book, all the pages seem to be blank.
Okay.
The pages look new to you, though. That's what you acquired from your investigation check. Even your really, really super high investigation check.
Gotcha.
It's almost too good to be true, is what you get the impression of.
Okay, well, I'll pocket the books.
Okay. About this time, D1, Rummy notices something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You might try to apply a little closer to investigate even closer.
Well, here's the thing. You're perched on this house. You notice a kind of a black a soot or a smoke rising from the shack down here.
Oh, the shack down there, gotcha.
You see it. It's kind of rising from the back roof. It's kind of you see it. It's there's not a lot, but there's enough that it's noticeable. And Hedrick, or rather Fiath, as you know him, is in here with you.
My first thought is my rowboat's in there. If there's a fire, that's a problem. I'm gonna stealthily. Now, Rummy also sees somebody coming up the path, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So to try to stay stealth, he's gonna sort of come down the backside of the house, out of sight.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then stay really, really low to the ground.
Sure.
And try to come up into the shack here and investigate.
All right. Roll a stealth check for me for Rummy.
I think his stealth is.
You're gonna keep him nice and hidden, right?
Yeah.
You're checking to see if your rowboat's burning.
Yeah. So he's got a +2 to his stealth, so that'd be a 13.
13. It's pretty good. Pretty good. As you kind of
Shark doo 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 doo.
That's right. As you kind of make your way, Rummy makes his way down towards the shack here.
It's like all he finds is ashes.
Nothing
Oh,
but
fuck.
his rowboat burning.
Wouldn't that be fucked if I did that to you? I would not do that to you. Let me just. I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second. I have to make sure this is right before I throw it at you.
I mean, he's true to his character, man. The captain always goes down with the ship.
That's right.
Come on, roll 20. Give me 1 second here. I didn't account for this. So just give me 1 second. All right. Perfect. Paste. Rummy. All right. Are you ready, sir?
Are you ready? Oh, we're getting a loading screen here.
Loading screen, boss. That's rendering for me.
It's finished for me.
My Surface Pro is hand painted.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give it a second. There's a lot of assets on the map. So I'll give you a second here to load
It's run a marathon. It's just breathing so hard.
it. It's like.
Nice. Okay, I got it up now.
It's just melting the gigs of RAM. The 4 gigs.
Hopefully, the sooner this thing dies, the sooner I get a new thing.
Nice. Are you? Let me know when everybody is on.
It's loaded now.
I don't want anybody to miss it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Nice. All right. Rummy. Crap. Do you have control of that?
We both do.
You do.
You want me to
Good.
move? Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll move you in just a second.
Yeah.
So as you kind of begin to move down here, D1, you notice that there are a couple of holes, small openings in the back of the shack here. There's one that seems to be a piece of the wood that seems to be peeled away, revealing like a larger area to kind of. It looks like you can get in here. And as we do.
Okay.
That's not normal looking.
So this is underneath the roof. I just took the roof away so you can see inside.
Gotcha.
So
Now, which boat is mine? The right or the left?
So this one, the closest to you, D1.
With the purple stuff going from.
There seems to be
The
something
cursed one.
a little peculiar about the. Why is that all off? There's some black and purple smoke that seem to be rising from a plank of your rowboat here, D1.
And is that right around where I stashed the amulet?
It is exactly where.
It's fucking Davy Jones's bag of weed.
Does it look like it's burning the boat, or is it just smoke filling out without like it? Like, does it look like the boat is being like burned and damaged?
It does look like there is some active smoke from something that's burning. Yeah, and there's also, along with the smoke, there's kind of a purple fog that you notice as well.
Is there a bucket, an empty bucket in this room anywhere?
There's an empty bucket. Yes.
Okay, Rummy's gonna search, see if he can find a bucket, and then he's gonna go out to the ocean, trying to avoid sight of this person walking up the path. Fill it full of water, come in and dump water on it.
He's a little superhero, man.
Am I able to see either the person on the path or the smoke from where I'm at? Probably not, but I want to ask to be sure.
Sorry, 1 second. Oh, I messed up. Put these on the wrong layer. There we go. Holy crap, I thought I messed it all up. So I would say if you are by the door, you probably wouldn't see it because you're looking in the wrong direction.
Okay. And then not the guy either on the path or the person, whoever that is.
So, yeah, he's kind of down a little bit further as well. So
Okay.
if you can see the angle, like up above you there, it's kind of the angle of like the house and the front door is kind of
Okay.
leaning more towards like a northeast
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah, all good. D1, you want to go down to the ocean's edge, and you want to grab some buckets of water. You said.
Yes. Yeah, Rummy's gonna grab. I think he can carry like 32 pounds or something. So you should.
That's
that'd probably
excellent.
be about what a full bucket of water would weigh.
Yeah, that sounds good. As you do, you begin to make your first pass. Roll a perception check for me, D1.
Okay. Take guidance off. Perception.
Thank you. Being honest. 12. As you begin to make your way back from the beach with a bucket of water, you notice a couple of strange noises. It just catches you off guard for a moment. You kind of notice Rummy moving along at a brisk pace here, as to kind of get this done in a fast way. You seem very, very what's the word? Concerned, yeah. As you kind of move along, and so you're not really paying too much attention to your surroundings. Although you do notice a little bit of movement off. It could be an animal or something as you make your way, and you have the water inside the shack here. What would you like to do? Do you want to dump it on?
Yeah, I'm gonna dump it right on where I see the smoke coming from.
All right. You immediately hear as like a plume of steam kind of builds up and makes its way up. And then for a couple of moments there, D1, it seems quiet. And then you begin to see once again a little tiny stream of purple and black smoke begin to kind of spiral up from the plank.
Is Rummy able to open the little compartment that I've sort of woodworked
Sure.
into that thing?
Yeah, he can. He has hands and stuff.
Yeah, so he's gonna dig in there and grab the amulet and lift it out of there.
Sure.
And what does he notice with the amulet as he pulls it out?
As soon as he pulls the amulet out, you notice it is warm to the touch. Not hot, warm to the touch. And all of the wood around it that was nesting the amulet is charred and burned.
Is the boat still burning, or what does it?
It's
stop
not.
once
No, the boat is not. It's just a little hot, a little warm where the amulet was laying. But it doesn't seem to be burning Rummy while he's holding it in his hands here.
Okay.
It's just warm to the touch.
I think for
For the
now,
moment.
Rummy's literally just gonna hang on to it.
You're gonna have him hang on to the amulet?
Yeah, and he's gonna stay in the building. Now, if
Okay.
he comes to the front of the door, can he keep an eye on? Is there like a window here where you can keep an eye on that person that's coming up the
So,
path still?
well, this is a shack, so the front of the shack is open. It's exposed.
Oh, okay.
So there's no door or anything. It's just kind of like a couple of posts, and then this is the inside.
Gotcha. So he'll sort of just hide behind this barrel,
Okay.
holding the amulet, and
Sure.
try to keep an eye on the stranger coming up the path.
Roll a perception check for me. Thank you, Ronan.
16.
16. You begin to see, as you kind of you observe here further down the path. You notice this traveler seems to be walking at a normal pace. He doesn't seem to be looking over in this direction at all. They seem to have their head towards the ground, taking one step at a time. As the rain begins to kind of fall down, they kind of pull their cloak up a little bit closer to their shoulders, and a little bit tighter. The wind begins to kind of pick up a bit, and you notice there's purpose to their movement, but they don't seem at all threatening. They don't look like they're trying to hide anything. It looks like possibly it could just be a townsperson. It's hard to say.
Are they headed anywhere towards the building that we're all in, or do they look like they're going towards the inn or towards the shop?
They look like they're making their way towards the bridge, towards the inn or out of town, maybe. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's kind of only one way to and from like the southern part of the bayou here. Kind of leads to either the storehouse here where you're at, and then there's a path that leads to the east. That kind of you saw a little bit of a glimpse last time through the perspective of bitters, which I kind of covered back up since. But you know that there's a path going that way. You're not quite sure where it leads to or what's over there. As you stand here, is there anything that the party wants to do while you're kind of in your kind of zone, phased out, if you will?
Yeah, using the speaking in each other's minds voice. D1's going to inform everybody that he does see somebody coming up the path and that it looks like they're headed into town, but not towards them.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, and I will ask Pipe, was it actual Hedrick that did gem appraisals, or is that his thing?
It was Hedrick. Riggs, you monster.
I mean, I don't care.
And he actually, if you ask him about the gems and stuff and such, he actually smiles and says, you know what, I should roll on this. Hold on. Here, let me... Okay. He says, you know, as much as I would love to be able to sit here and give you exchange currency, gold for these gems, I don't have it. I don't have it to give you. And unfortunately, I searched everywhere in this place. There doesn't seem to be any gold or coin here either, unless I'm just missing it.
No worries.
D1's going to ask Bea, is that his name? Mr. Shadestone, if he has a metal airtight box or a box that would be metal in Hedrick's, that he knows of in Hedrick's little area.
Oh, a metal box?
Yeah, something made out of metal. Container or box of sorts made out of metal.
I would say roll a... Gosh. Roll a perception check. Let's see.
So this is for D1?
There we go. Yeah, this is for D1. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to move stuff around and do music, and I'm just like...
Ooh, hey.
Nice.
11.
11. He holds out kind of like an old tin It's maybe 3 inches high by 4 inches wide. It's not very big. It doesn't seem very thick. There's some dents in it. It looks like maybe it might have been used for bait or for fishing or something along those lines. It's hard to say. It has the smell of dirt and seawater, so it's really kind of hard to say. And Altoids contain.
Very much. Nice.
Nice, man.
All right. I'll take that.
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and add it to your inventory.
Yeah, well, actually, what I'm going to do is there like a back door or a back window to the hut that we're in?
That is a negative, sir. The only thing to the back, the only thing that you can see is there's an exposed piece of wood that's kind of pulled away from the back of the shack. That reveals just enough room for somebody like Rummy to slip in.
Okay, I'm going
You could
to...
probably peel it away more if you wanted to. Like if D1 wanted to come down here and get in the back of the shed, he probably could peel it away.
Well, I just wanted to peel the board back enough to just stick the box outside. See if I can just slide the box through that peeled piece of wood and put it
Just
next
slip-
to it. Or not in this building. Well, is the box in this building that Rummy found?
Box is in. No, the box is in with
with the rest of
everybody
us,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna slip it outside though, so that Rummy can come get it without having to come in the front door. Like he can get it from the back.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you mean out the back door of Hedrick's house? Yeah, there is a back door.
Yeah, he wants to stay out of view from the inn and from the stranger coming out of the path, so he wants to go out the back side.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, it's a great idea. And no checks required for this. You can very easily slip it out the back if Rummy wants to come and grab it. And
Yeah.
we'll just save time and say that you can very easily grab it. Do you want to put the amulet in the tin?
I'm definitely gonna put the amulet in the tin.
And it instantly smells like Altoids. Just playing. Yeah.
And this, hold on, sorry. And this is done out of sight or in the house thus?
I think this is done in the shack.
Yeah,
out
he'll
of
just
sight.
grab the tin and try to stealth back into this place with the boat and be back in where he... I guess
Nice.
back in the main area here.
I will say this. I need a leva
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm very suspicious as to
roll.
why this is just
Yeah.
happening.
So Aleva is in everybody's heads, just like you're in everybody's heads, and she knows that you're requiring a tin for something. She doesn't know what. So Aleva, roll an insight check. This is where we go start having fun, guys.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Oh, shitty.
19 is not bad. Aleva, you begin to get a very odd sense that there's stuff happening in a very stealth fashion. You can't be sure if it's purposely trying to hide anything from you, but you can tell that there's absolutely some deception happening here, very quietly.
I just have a dead-eyed stare at Dia1 and then just say pretty blandly, why the box? Watching where it went through the wood.
I'm sorry, man.
So, my little shark friend likes toys. I gave him a soup spoon the other day to play with, but
I don't believe you.
Roll an insight check, Aleva.
roll an insight. Should I roll a deception?
Well, she said she doesn't believe you, so yeah, roll a deception check.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Dun,
man,
dun, dun.
you have to be in an 11.
Where's deception? 8. It's on here somewhere.
I don't think we've ever rolled a deception check before.
Not very often.
Oh my god. Aleva,
Holy
he seems to be telling you the truth for the most part.
So how close am I to everybody? Can I walk over to Aleva?
Yes, you're all in the same room. Yeah, you're in like a big room.
And if
Maybe
I say
30
something
foot by 40 foot.
like out loud, does that go through the mind thing, or can I say something?
Well, you can
everything
say-
I say goes to the
No,
to
so
everybody?
if you say something out loud, I know it sounds stupid, it doesn't make much sense, but if you say something out loud, then it's just between the two people. You can speak with each other telepathically, but it's a different form of communication for the sake of the game.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to talk to somebody without having the whole world know, it's in
Without
your head,
having
you
everybody else
try.
in the room know.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna really quiet. I'm just gonna walk to the door and go, "Do you see anything out here?" Kind of in a regular voice.
No.
And then while I'm sort of standing behind her, I'm gonna whisper very quietly, "Don't worry, I'll explain later. I just don't know if we want this Shadestone guy to. But I promise I'll explain it all."
I'd look a little suspicious, but ultimately nod.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I need you to roll a perception check for Rummy once more for the time that you came back with the 10.
Okay. Core perception.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
natty 20 on the
freaking
perception.
natty 20, of course. D1, follow me to the whisper room for a moment, please.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Trouble.
Nice. This doesn't
What's
mess
up?
with your recording, does it? Are you
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, we're here.
It just doesn't mess with the recording or anything, does it, when I do this?
Yeah, you'll hear this on the recording because it's on my end, but that's fine.
That's good. You notice, D1, right over here. See where I'm pinging?
Do it again?
Right here?
No, I don't see. Oh, okay, now I see, yeah.
Yep. There is knelt down really, really low behind a whole bunch of shrubbery and bush here. There is a troll staring at Rummy. You also see with your natural 20, there are 2 more behind him.
Actual trolls?
Trolls. They're 10-foot trolls. 10-foot, 500-pound trolls. They're knelt down real low. They're stealthed. I rolled a stealth check and got really high, but you rolled a nat 20. You see them. They're knelt down. One of them is kind of in the front. The other 2 are back a little bit back behind, maybe 10, 15 feet behind the front one. And they're knelt down behind the stacks of wood and the shrubbery. You can also see they seem to have been you can see their attention is drawn to the shack more than to Rummy.
The shack
When Rummy,
that Rummy's in, though.
yeah, when Rummy made his way back and it slipped into the little piece of wood that was shifted aside, you could see Rummy saw it then, and didn't acknowledge that he saw them, but you completely saw them as he made his way in and put the amulet in the tent.
Okay. Rummy's going to. Is there a way that he can keep an eye on them?
Well,
through here?
You
Without
can, but
being
he
too
has to.
exposed?
So the only way is there's a little crack. I'll ping the map. There's a little crack in the back of the shack right here where that little piece of wood is ripped away. It's right here. Yep.
Okay.
So if you want to have Rummy sit right there,
Yeah.
to keep an eye, you can. And for the moment, they're just keeping they're just hiding. They're just crouched down real low. You can see them breathing. They're just watching.
Okay, so for now, he's got the amulet in a little tin box.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep that on his possession in his hands. He's gonna hold on to it,
Sure.
and he's gonna keep a very close eye watching them, and try to keep aware of the front of the building too. So if anybody
Okay.
comes in, or comes up to this, he's gonna boot it.
Yeah, we'll have you go back and forth and like just randomly roll a perception check and stuff if you want. You can keep checking in with me back and forth if you want. You can be like, hey, what do I notice? And then we can play it that way if you want. Or because you don't have to tell anybody. Like you can do whatever you want with this info.
Gotcha.
So, all right,
Okay, yeah, we can jump back.
all right, man. Nice. All right.
Hello.
Sorry, do you want? Sorry. Do you
Yeah, so I am gonna inform. So using the inside everybody's head voice, I'm gonna say, so besides that person coming up the path on the front main road, down to the east, there are 3 big trolls, 10 feet tall. They're stealthed out in the trees there, and they seem to be watching the shack down there. I'm not sure if they're a threat, but what the fuck are they doing there?
Yeah, so we go find out.
What's in the shack? saying this to Fyeth as if he should know more than they should.
I don't have any idea why they would want to come this far into the bogs. The trolls never venture this far into the bogs. There must be something drawing them in. It's the only thing I can think of.
Would they be acquaintances of the Croc boss for this meeting that he's having?
No way. The boss does everything he can to keep the trolls population away from the swamp, from the bog here. The trolls in great numbers are devastating. We're in trouble if there are trolls around here.
Maybe we should confront them.
What are they doing?
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Did they look armed?
They look dangerous.
Well, yeah, they're trolls. I'm asking if they had weapons in their hands.
Did I notice weapons in their hands? I don't know.
You did. You also noticed something really very odd is some of them seem to have been wearing some kind of armor, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely up to
A little
no
odd.
good.
Yeah. So trees, like pieces of tree and such, kind of from what you can tell.
I think we should go confront these.
Yeah. I think we should go start some shit.
Should we?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Why
if
do
it's
we
our
care
job.
if there are? Why do we care if there are trolls eyeing this shack? Not our problem.
That
No?
is true.
That's a fair point,
She
but
does
I'm
have a
bored.
point.
But at the same time, just out of curiosity,
I have
I
no
mean-
idea. I've been in that shack 100 times. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just. You should know. I was just in there not long ago. Not a half an hour ago.
You yourself are a suspicious character, so I'm not surprised trolls are eyeing your buildings.
I guess that's fair, but why now of all times? Why would the trolls have any interest in a couple of old rowboats and an old store building? I think they're the only thing we have in there of value is some planks of wood, really.
yeah. So I'm not sure if they were
Continue to
eyeballing
observe.
the shack or if they were eyeballing this building that we're standing in. It was hard to tell. They might have been watching where we're standing right now, which makes me wonder if they're. Would the Croc boss have trolls for his spies? You said he has ears and eyes everywhere.
Everywhere. Man,
Would he use trolls?
if the boss employed trolls, we're really in trouble. I don't think so. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like his style.
Is there any reason this group is considered suspicious? Looking around at all of them, like you met with the Croc boss once. Why would you be watched? And if it's not you, the trolls are watching, then clearly it's him.
That's a good point. I can't see why the trolls would be watching us. We just met back up with, I don't think you've met him, but a fellow named Bricks, who was a travel companion of ours. He works directly for the Croc boss. We promised him that we were going to have a meeting upcoming with the boss, so I don't think he would be upset or trying to spy on us, but I don't know. He wasn't happy that we went on a little venture in the cave system that we did. And he did find out about that, so he definitely has some ways of knowing information.
Yeah, I don't think he'd trust us totally yet. Or at all,
I
actually.
just here to myself. Yeah,
Fuck
well, I wouldn't trust me.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
very
not-
untrustworthy.
We're not necessarily on good terms. I don't know if we're on bad terms with this Croc boss, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really know how he feels about us at this point. We're supposed to go see him. We haven't yet, so
Wow, it's amazing you already have an in. Like, you say this Bricks character, how much does he know?
he seems to be being blackmailed into working for this croc boss. This is at least what he's told us. Now, whether or not we believe him is another question. But to the best of my knowledge, he's been with him for quite some time now.
Eyes and ears everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm still not certain that you yourself, I mean, despite your story, I don't know that I trust you yet.
That's fair.
That's a very good point. I mean,
It seems odd that suddenly we're having trolls watching us after speaking to you, and you claim all these things, but we have no proof that you yourself aren't one of these eyes and ears.
Oh, it's true. It's fair. The only thing I can do is I can show you my insignia, and kind of prove who I am. It's about all I can do.
I mean,
Like,
would
kind of-
you ever know the
Yeah, he
Shadestone
pulls out.
Empire?
Yeah, he kind of pulls out a little. Looks like a river stone, from what you can tell, and it has, from what you can tell, the stone has been carved away to reveal kind of a raised up impression on the stone. So it's kind of a reverse kind of deal. It seems to be a triangle with a star, a 5-pointed star above it. And he says, "This is my sigil. This is the Shadestone."
Do I recognize it from anything?
You do not. Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen this symbol before. Do you want?
But I, for some reason,
I
know the flowers above the reeds, above the door.
Yeah, roll a history check for me, because it would definitely make sense from that. Yeah. Let's see what you get. Hey, look at that, dirty 20. You absolutely do, Aliva. You know this sigil among many other sigils as well that are very similar. You notice that the triangle with the star represents the 5-pointed star actually represents the 5 shards that make up the something that's known far and wide to the kingdom as the Arthas.
Artavis, you said?
Arthas. It's a weird word.
This.
Arthas. It's a
My
weird
little-
word.
Not Scooby-Doo, oh my god, my Blue's Clues notebook in front of me.
Ah, nice. So it's a pyramid, or a triangle, if you will, with a 5-pointed star above it, and each one of the points represents one of the shards that make up the Arthas.
Shard is in what the croc boss is seeking.
You notice Fiath, from what he was trying to tell you before, it makes a lot of sense that he was trying to tell you the truth from what you know already.
Okay.
History check. But he just wasn't able to say it for whatever reason, and that you found that quite interesting. But you know the lore behind the Shadestone family, and from everything that he is saying, he is 100% being honest with you.
Okay.
From what
And
you can tell.
his impression, like mentally, of these shards that the croc boss needs for the keys is ultimately similar to his sigil.
It's different. So
Okay.
yeah, so the keys are required. The keys are, from what you understand, and this is like knowledge that you brought with you from before. That the keys were, each key was entrusted to each sect of the empire before the last reclaiming happened, in order to maintain the power and keep the machine turned off. They needed to be maintained and they needed to be protected. They couldn't just be stored in a box and buried. They needed to be held and interacted with, a conduit, if you will. They had to have a conduit within reach, and for that reason, the keys. Well, that's the reason the keys were separated. But the shards themselves, the Arthas, is kind of the essential brain needed to function the machine, from what you understand. And it was broken into 5 shards, and you don't really know much about the lore about where the shards ended up. You know that they exist in the world, and that in order to reassemble the Arthethys, you need all of the pieces of the shard. The Shadestone family seems to be the keepers of this information, and maybe even the knowledge of where the remaining shards are.
Okay.
I know, it was a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I wrote it all down.
Nice, nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm glad we record these. It's easy to
Yeah, that helps.
There
Too.
is that too, but
It's kind of
I
a
like
lot,
the
I'm
little
sorry.
Blue's Clues notebook.
Nice, nice. So yeah, so you have that knowledge. If you want to, Aliva, if you can do whatever you'd like with it. You can share it. You can keep it.
Yeah, I would share that and just explain
Okay.
the rest of them pretty straightforwardly. You know that. Yeah, the shards associated with the Shadestone family are themselves the pieces of the Arthethys.
Ah, one word, right? I know.
Arthethys.
Arthethys.
And
It's like you try to say
that's-
something, but you can't because your like lips are frozen. You're like,
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I mean, if anybody has a lisp, that's a horrible one.
that's great.
That word. So
Yeah, and you see, via this, he kind of, as you start explaining the history to your companions here, he kind of his eyes get big, and he looks over at you with kind of big eyes, and he says, how did you? And he kind of looks you up and down, and kind of begins to realize, wait a minute, you're from the Far East, aren't you?
yes,
You're from that order. It's an ancient order. What are you doing so far west?
I'm looking for someone and something.
Listen, I have nothing but respect for you and your order. Anything I can do to be of assistance. You have my sword.
I'm looking for Trebray and a certain amulet, and I'm very eager to get my hands on both.
An amulet. I'm sorry, I don't know really anything about an amulet. Trebray, you say? You mean the
Yes.
the? I heard some things about this Trebray. I've never met him personally. Hellsun said some things about him. I guess he was looking for him not too long ago. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help you there.
And what would the other superficial thoughts of everybody else in the room be while she's asking these
Ooh,
questions?
I love this. It's a great question, Aliva. Roll an insight check for me.
Mine's just elevator music,
That's right.
just like wind
Another
blowing.
Look at the
20.
dirty 20. Wow, it's the second one in a row. Nice job, Aliva.
I got rage in my blood.
You're getting it. It's awesome. So as you begin to, you finish up your kind of little brief, fill everyone in here on some facts. You kind of close your mouth and you just observe the room and you look around and the first thing you notice is Fia's thoughts. He begins to his thoughts begin to scramble, and you begin to hear bits and pieces of this. Wow, an actual paladin of the order. Maybe she can help me find my sisters. I have to tell her about. About Truvados. Maybe she can help us find them. Oh my God, the abacus would do wonders for our family. We could get all of it back. And he begins to kind of wander in his thoughts to his family and ultimately his sisters, which you know as. As I flip my pages. Immersion. We need that SpongeBob meme.
I love this.
Imagination.
All right. He begins to go on about somebody named Anna Lynn Shadestone, his sister, and then somebody else called Sasha Ray Shadestone.
Anna Ray, Sasha Ray, and Truvalis.
Ah! Great.
Troubadour.
Is she related to Marisha?
I know, right? Imagine. That's so funny. Yeah, you hear the word Troubadours as well. Which it does not sound familiar to you at all, Troubadours. But she did mention something about something called the abacus. So there's that. And she mentioned that and Troubadours in the same sentence. So.
Sorry, she? Who? Sorry?
Or he. Sorry, he. Sorry.
I was like, wait a second, what's happening?
my bad. So he mentioned Troubadours, the abacus, and he mentioned his two sisters, Anna Lynn Shadestone and Sasha Ray Shadestone. Which, from his thoughts with your dirty 20, it seemed like Sasha Ray was the youngest and Anna Lynn was the oldest. That's really all you got. It's a good. You got a dirty 20, so I had to give you
I genuinely can't remember what I know about the abacus. I know it's important to me, but I can't remember why. Sorry.
All right, it's all right. You have notes.
I do have notes.
all good.
It's very long. Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. And as you kind of look around the room, and you notice everyone else. You notice my cat is going crazy again. I know you always do this on D&D night, and I don't know why.
Kitty.
Brandy seems to be. She seems to be kind of. What are you thinking about at the moment, Brandy?
When we're gonna eat food next.
That's amazing, actually.
Thinking about going back to the inn, getting a snack.
Perfect. So, Aliva, that's exactly what Brandy is thinking. She's she's hungry. She probably wants a nap as well. Ronan, what are you thinking at the moment?
I am thinking about these trolls and how I'm itching for a fight.
Okay, very nice. So you're plotting and you're kind of figuring out the logistics about what you think how you're gonna take these guys out, basically.
Sure.
Nice. And Aliva, you get that impression. Griff, what are you thinking about currently?
Probably.
Peaches.
I was gonna say like the sound of a river, but
Oh,
it's
that's
really
cool.
just a river of peach juice.
A river of beach juice.
I love you, dude.
No implications there.
Oh my god. River of
Exactly.
peach juice.
Peach.
You also sense Griff is actually
Yeah, it's
he seems quite comfortable in he's got this new leather harness on that has these attachments that he's able to put little hands on and such, like little claw hands. It's pretty cool.
Shit, I forgot he had grippy grabbers now.
Yeah. D1, what are you thinking currently?
I'm also very concerned about the trolls. Because
Okay.
I've seen them through my own eyes, and I'm definitely very concerned about them.
And D1, if you don't mind, I wouldn't. Can you roll me a history check? Yeah, just for the sake of it. Willy Wonka style.
Yeah, I forgot I got the grippy hands from that guy who
You did.
specialized in
Yeah, man.
hand
you
jobs.
got a crossbow. You got grippy hands. You got swords.
10.
All right, a 10. So, even with a 10, you, D1, have encountered trolls in the past in your journeys with your shipmates as you plundered and found your way onto different islands and such and everything. You at one point made your way onto an island that seemed mostly uninhabited to you. It looked like mostly ruins until your whole crew was ambushed by trolls. The largest one being just a little over 10 foot tall, a little over 500 pounds, little gut, But you remember that they would fashion different things and kind of make different things out of armor to try and protect themselves. They were a little smarter than your average kind of. Still pretty dumb, but pretty a little smarter and able to fashion for armor and equipment and such to kind of protect themselves more. And you remember one other thing. They have a very interesting genetic ability, D1. They are able to regenerate pretty quickly, actually. Regenerate to the point where trolls' wounds heal very quickly.
Okay. Okay.
And that's all I got for you for that. I figured I would go ahead and give you a little, since you did have that, you did have them in your history in the past. So you have
Yeah.
fought the troll or two in your past, and you do know one more thing, and I'll tell you this in the whisper room, and I promise it won't take that long. So if you don't mind, real quick.
Oh, sure.
All right. Yo. Trolls regain hit points at the start of each of its turns. If the troll takes acid or fire damage, the trait doesn't function at the start of the troll's next turn.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if they take fire or acid, they don't regenerate that next round.
Yeah, and it's required for them, because if they reach 0 hit points and they're not affected by that, then they can just regenerate 10 hit points the next round and just keep crushing the party over and over.
God. Yeah.
You remember. We'll just say you remember a couple of your party members, new guys, greenhorns, were killed because they didn't know that.
God. Yeah.
Taken off guard by a troll that regenerated too fast and snapped their necks when they weren't looking.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, nice.
All right. We'll jump back up.
Yep.
Do you have headphones on, or is it like coming through your laptop?
No, this is coming through my shitty Surface Pro 3.
Yeah. I'm waiting for like a knock noise or something.
Don't even do it. If you were me, you would find some way for like a light to flash in my like foyer or something, and then we'd all go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, please don't have a stroke.
Oh God. All right. So, you okay?
I'm good.
Oh God.
The lights are flashing.
Oh, her lights are flashing.
Nah, not just.
Oh God.
Actually, no, they were no joke. I was having power outages this entire time, but that's not part of the
Oh,
shit.
conversation.
Jeez. Do you guys want to take
It's really windy here.
break? Get up and go pee.
Yeah.
and
We
grab
can
a
do a
drink.
quick 10, 5.
Sure.
You can do quick 5, whatever you want. Whatever's easy. All right. Be right back, everyone.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I will be right, yeah.
Pablo, honey? You moved to
Fine.
Florida? Keep yourself clean?
God damn it.
Pablo, honey?
Pablo.
You wash your ass? Keep yourself clean?
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping.
Jesus. What? I actually don't know what that's from. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that Beavis and Butthead?
No, it's from the Jerky Boys from the
Oh,
90s. Yeah.
I listened to a
Haven't
couple
seen
of
that
their
one.
albums.
Do you remember the Jerky Boys from the 90s? Hey, this is Frank Rizzo, Jakey. Hey, why don't you open your fucking ears, jackass?
God damn. Yeah, you guys turned me on to that shit, but
Oh, I
didn't
love the
watch
Jerky
a lot of
Boys,
it.
man. That
What are
stuff
the
is-
ages of people in this? Now I'm curious.
What's that? Oh,
What are the ages?
I am old as fuck. I'm just playing.
You,
God
you
damn.
better be young. You better be older than me now.
I'm 44.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
No, say that
Like-
again.
I'm 44.
Oh, okay, I thought you said 24. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
God,
shut
right?
the fuck up.
That would be insane.
What's wrong with me? Like, no, don't say that. Because that makes me feel old.
You guys are probably all around my sister's age. Like 35, 36.
Oh, I'm actually younger than that.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm 32.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. Am I baby? Am I baby
Yeah,
here?
I'm older. Well, maybe. What? I don't know how old I am.
I think Griff is the youngest.
I'm older than
Yeah,
that.
29. Like,
Oh, Griff's baby, yeah.
Yep.
I was 29, the year that I feared 30.
pretty much, yeah.
That's all I could say about that year is that I just
Right.
kept dreading 30.
The midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man. It's
Yeah.
true. Comes in many forms, my friend.
Yeah.
Just need to
Mostly
start
not being
balding,
sober. Yeah.
buy a sports car.
I buy guitars, man. I try to. I'm broke, so.
It's probably more fun than a sports car anyway. Fuck it.
I mean, I think so.
I'm back.
I've just started buying weird stuff. Like, not even expensive things, just kind of like weird knickknacks that before I would have been like, oh, I'm not going to spend my money on that. Now I just spend my money on. Like,
That's
I want
cool, though. You know what? You work for a living, you know? You should
Yeah, I
have-
do
you should
work
be
for a
able to
living.
get Stuff.
Cute capitalism.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
You should have nice stuff. If you want it.
Oh, it's not nice, but it is stuff.
Well, you think it's nice, right?
It brings me joy.
Well, there you go. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 100% right. Where's Mr. Sado?
Probably making tea.
That's probably what he's doing, yeah.
Waiting
Either
for
that
the
or taking a
kettle.
piss.
Sado! Hey, Jen, you want to hear something funny?
I always want to hear something funny.
Sato, well, it's not really funny. It's more really cool. And Sato's really humble. Sato was like a big rock star from the 80s.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
What band?
A couple of bands, actually. One band called Antichrist, which is like a death metal, black metal band.
Okay, I'll look that up.
And another band called Blasphemy that he was in.
I'm gonna look both of those up. I listen
They
to
toured-
nothing but like death metal on the way.
Oh,
to work.
dude. Yeah, they toured Europe and shit.
Oh,
And
it's fun.
yeah, like he's like, they're fucking pretty badass.
Man, I can't say anything fun about myself. I'm pretty lame.
No.
Me too.
I gotta give him props. He's my boy.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. How long have you guys known each other now?
Oh God, I've known
A while,
I've known
right?
Sato for years. Yeah, I've known Amanda a while too.
Yeah, I mean, it was back when I
I'm reading.
joined up, WoW back in, gosh. I'm
When
trying
did you
to think of what
join?
expansion that was.
Was it BFA? I don't think it was BFA. It was
I
like,
thought it was BFA because we
Was
used
it?
to PvP a lot. Yeah.
oh,
Well, it was. I think it was prior to BFA for
I
Death.
think so too.
Yeah.
Was it Legion?
Yeah, because I played Legion, like the end of Legion, and I was like, I fucking love this expansion. I was so excited I missed
Legion
it when
was
it
so
came out.
good.
It was the best expansion that
It
well, one of
was.
them at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That had to have been like 2017 probably. 2018.
Okay.
Well, thanks for including me in this, guys. I know you're all
Oh,
your
thank you
old
for
friends, so
coming.
I'm like the new person, but thanks.
No, we're happy
No.
to have you. We're definitely happy to have you. It's fun.
No,
I hope you
thank
guys are having a
you
good
for
time.
being a part of this.
Yeah, I was laughing with Amanda like a couple days after I started. I was like, I feel like my character was really mean day one, and I'm not that mean in real life.
Oh, fuck that. Don't
Now
you
that-
change. No.
I was like,
don't
and nobody
change
knows
it.
me.
I love it.
Well, that's all part
Nice.
of the RP, right?
It was just kind of
Yeah.
funny, you know. I was
You're
like,
just coming in, taking charge. Like,
Can you hear us, Sato?
Yes, I can hear you guys. I
Oh,
just
you
got
can hear
back.
us?
Yeah, I was just making.
Okay. I was wondering because I was just talking about Antichrist and blasphemy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I was just making
Yeah.
some tea, so I couldn't hear you
Nice.
guys when I was in the kitchen.
Yeah,
but
cool.
yeah,
I
I'm
can
looking
hear
at your bands later.
you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can, yeah, I used to play some pretty heavy music back in the day.
That sounds awesome.
Black death metal.
I was listening
We
to
should-
by Art is Murder on the way to work today, and I was pretty rocking out. It was pretty
Oh.
fun.
Dude, Sato, I'm gonna make a channel I'm gonna make another text channel in this channel. I'm gonna link my shit, and I want you to link your shit too, in this channel.
Oh,
That way
yeah, I
people
can
can
look
just
into
have
that.
it, cause like it'll get lost if we just put it in general or something. So
That's true. It does.
I'm
get
just gonna
very
make another
fast.
channel just for music. Yeah, that way if any of you guys have any cool shit that you do that you want anybody to know about, put it in there.
About the cool
Yeah,
shit
like
that you
personal
do.
stuff. Yeah, you know, just for fun if you want to. You don't have to if you want to. Anyway, okay.
it's just me like shittily beatboxing. Just like
I'd watch
makes
it.
no sense.
I would watch it too, man.
Right.
I might even give it a thumbs up, bro.
Some shitty Chuck Johnson fucking beatbox. I mean,
You gotta like cool music only, like label this shit. Like,
You're giving me like big like 4-star runner vibes with like your voice and like you're just like slow beatboxing.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
yeah, I remember that whole series.
Yeah, you
What
could
was his
definitely be a character on Team 4-star.
Hell yeah, super bad or whatever.
Yeah.
It never fucking clicked in my brain until you said it, but yeah.
But it fits, right?
it does. Holy shit.
Some of us just have natural Homestar Runner voices. Like, you're just
The
born
crazy
this way.
thing is, you look enough like Pedro Pascal.
Shit. This is the way.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You
Maybe
got
I
it.
just gotta grow the fucking Hispanic stash out a little bit more. Little Cuban stash.
That's hilarious. All right, guys, are we all back?
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right. So, as it stands, we're kind of figuring out what to do next. Rummy is currently observing, we'll say. Since everyone knows now, it's no secret. He is quietly observing, almost full attention, without them seeing him observe them, we'll say. Does that sound legit?
Yeah.
Okay. And for the sake of it, maybe we should have Rummy, just for the fun, roll a stealth check, D1, just to kind of hide himself, make himself look not so conspicuous, just for fun, just to see.
Alright.
It won't really affect, it's just more for flavor.
I was waiting for you to say that.
That's +2, so 19.
Oh, wow, look at that. So Rummy is doing a very good job of kind of remaining unseen while watching. We'll say.
Nice.
I will say this, D1. As Rummy begins to sit here, fly here, holding this tin can kind of in his hands, little claw hands. I don't know.
Yeah, they're little like claw robot hands. Yeah.
Little claw robot hands. He begins to sense just a little bit of building of warmth, a little bit more than before in the box.
Okay. Is there smoke? He's keeping an eye on. There's smoke coming out more than.
There doesn't seem to be smoke yet, from what you can tell, but the lid is closed, so it's hard to say.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he'll be keeping an eye out, making sure there's no smoke coming out. If there is, he does have a plan to sort of help.
Yeah.
But as long as it's not drawing attention from the trolls in the forest, and he's just gonna stay hidden.
Yeah, they seem to be currently, crouched down real low, kind of real low to the ground. You can see their skin. It's actually it's intriguing. Their skin, the upper parts of their shoulders, D1, they have these kind of blotchy dark green circles, if you will, kind of all up their upper torso here, up their shoulders and stuff. And you can see in the parts that they don't have armor, it almost blends almost perfectly in with the blotchy, tree line, if you will. The different green shades of greens and browns and such that come through. You can see how deceiving it could be. You could totally miss these if you didn't know they were there.
Yeah.
God damn.
D1's kind of thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do through the the link. These trolls can be extremely difficult to deal with, guys. I'm gonna look around at everyone in the room and just nonchalantly go, can anyone here do damage with fire or acid?
Oh shit. No. I just stabbed stuff.
Fire, acid. Fiath looks at you, and I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Well, you know how, I don't know how versed you are with magics, but there are ways to damage your foe using damaging magic, and some of those magics can do fire damage and acid damage.
I will light my blade up with green flame blade.
Ooh, you got it.
That could be all we need.
Yeah, just to show that. Yeah, I got fire covered.
Oh, green actually, and
I guess I have Searing Smite. I forgot about that. Sorry. I said no.
yeah, green flame blade. Good thinking. Okay, we should be okay to actually, I don't know. I'm still focused on these trolls. I mean, if they're here maliciously and we want to get in sort of good terms with this croc boss, bringing him the heads of 3 trolls that are spying on his town could be a good way to gain his favor.
On the flip side of that coin, do we want to try and see if we can find somebody over at the inn to inquire if these trolls are on the payroll?
I think that would be wise.
We could.
Yeah, we don't want to piss the boss off.
Yeah.
Could have a negative effect if we just go hacking and slashing this
On
town.
the flip side, if he's employing trolls to spy on us, then that's his own problem, and fuck him.
That's a good point.
In that case, we can just we can throw it back on him. What the fuck are you doing spying on us with trolls? It could be a way to get him on his heels. Either gain his favor or put him on his defense, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm collecting some heads.
I mean, it can probably be done.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask Mr. Shadestone. This gathering is going on right now? Because we left the inn not earlier this morning, and there wasn't any signs of a gathering this morning. Like, when did this gathering start, to your knowledge?
From what I understand, a couple of days ago, they were funneling in a lot of people. All kinds of people were coming from town here, from the east. All types of people. I'm pretty sure I even saw a couple of ogres. It's kind of terrifying, but
Why didn't we see anything? I'll look at, like, Rodin, Griff, and Brandy.
so this would have been right before you guys got back.
So would they be... Rodin, Griff, and Brandy, could they have been downstairs in that room that we fought the bear and first met him? Could they have all been out of sight and we just didn't know they were there?
I don't think so. I remember that just being a pit.
Shadestone, did you see 2 other paladins by chance?
The 2 other paladins. You mean like from your order?
Yes. One and their apprentice.
One and their apprentice. I'm sorry, I don't believe I did. There's been strange people coming and going. I've only been here myself a couple of weeks.
I will think back to those 2 people that were sitting at the inn the first time we were there. Does their clothing match up with Oliva's?
Roll a history check for me, Ronan.
But that's like elfish guys.
Yeah.
That like Sato took the chess piece from or whatever.
Is that Thunder Too Loud?
No, that
Is
was a
right?
different person.
Ah.
Yeah, that was Calthro.
Man, it's so hard to remember, Ronan. And you remember you met a couple of people, and then you met some people that seemed to be drunk and giving you a problem. You remember that? It's hard to say what they were wearing. It could be,
Well,
but
those are the ones
maybe
that we took their shit and we beat them up. And did those guys mention the black spider? I thought they mentioned the black spider too.
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds
not sure. Anyway. So we're gonna go kick some trolls in the dick? What are we doing?
I mean, I think we should deal with them. I don't feel bad just like having them watch us head back to the inn.
Should we not at least approach them first and ask them why they're here? Or is that useless?
We could. Trolls aren't too bright as far as reasoning goes.
No. They're
But-
not. But they're also too stupid sometimes to keep secrets close to their chests.
True. I mean, we could start talking. See where that takes us, and I mean, if it...
Yeah, see what they say.
I'm just gonna give everybody a hint. Anything that does fire or acid damage is gonna be our best bet against these motherfuckers. They can be really hard to take down with other means.
Sounds good.
fire.
Duly noted.
Acid. Listen, I fire acid. I do have this. I might be able to contribute. And he hands you D1. This. He says, my apologies. I only have one. This is it. This is the only one I have left, but it's yours. It's yours. May come in handy. It's basically the same thing you're using right now.
Gotcha. This is how we are speaking.
Yes.
Our talking.
Right.
This may come in handy. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. Anything I can do to help a member of the order. Listen, if I may be so bold, my sisters are missing. I'm actually trying to find them. We were all kind of pushed out of our house, out of our kingdom, out of our empire, off of our throne even. And kind of my sisters ended up going in a different direction, and it was just chaotic, and we didn't really have a plan. And my older sister went to the west with my brother, and my younger sister went to the north. I think she met up with some cult or something. I can't be sure, but anyway, we all carry this little stone. It's kind of a means of communication. Anyway, if you have any information, I would be very grateful.
We don't, but missing people seems to be an ongoing theme here.
We'll keep our eyes open.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
What is the plan?
D1's gonna march out and start. I sort of want to be stealthful, even though we're probably not gonna be.
It's up whatever you guys want to do here. It's totally your call.
They're
However
staring
you wanna
at
handle
the
it.
shack, right?
Yeah, well, they're staring in this general direction.
Do we
So
know
they-
if they're moving towards us at all, or just staring, staring?
Yeah, would Rummy see?
So from right now, from what Rummy sees from, and we'll let this carry over for you. They're just crouched down low. They're just very, very still and very quiet. They seem to just be waiting. It's hard to know. But I will say this too, if you don't mind. This part, going this way, would be almost all but impossible. You'd have to traverse through the little pond of water here. God only knows what's in there, you know. And the shrubbery here is pretty high. You'd have to. The best bet would be to go down through the bridge this way, and kind of approach from this direction.
Were you marking the screen? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm pinging it. If you can see it.
I'm not
Barely.
seeing your
Yeah,
screen.
no, I don't see.
Oh,
much of
that's because
it.
I'm on the wrong layer. I'm sorry. There you go.
Okay.
If you go this way, you can go this way. You can't. It won't be possible to go this way.
Gotcha. And where
Um,
exactly on the map am I seeing them? Right down there.
Yeah,
down
it should
here.
be
Right here.
Um,
It's hard to say.
A14.
yeah.
But so if you do want to make your approach down, we can do it stealthily if you'd like. They won't be able to see you from this perspective. So in other words, if you come out of the front door and you head down the bridge this way, down towards the south this way, then they won't see you on your approach. They're back behind the shack. So you'll be able to approach from this direction. Through from the side of the shack through this direction here. The shrubbery here is only waist high. So you'll be able to get through this way.
I'm wondering if one of us sort of walks directly on them
It's up to you.
while the rest of the party stealths to sort of distract them.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
I could go. I look a little intimidating.
If you don't mind too, and I'm sorry I didn't do this before to cut you off. Did you want to do anything with this? This person is passed and is now walking up. Rummy is no longer paying attention because he's focused. But you notice from the front here, Aliva does too, that person is absolutely walking, has no interest in, doesn't seem threatening, just seems like maybe a traveler. Doesn't even seem to have a backpack on them, just a cloak.
Rummy's gonna make a note of what they look like,
Okay.
or D1 actually will. And no, for the moment, not pay attention. But if I see them again, I would recognize them.
Okay.
I would make the comment, if the gathering is going on right now, could that person be going toward that?
It's
And
quite.
should one of us not, and should one of us not be attending that?
That's a good point too.
Yeah,
kinda
it's
feel
just
if
the
we,
gathering.
If we come with some troll heads, we might be the hit of the party.
As long as we can do it in time, sure.
Unless they know those
Yeah.
trolls.
Unless they know it's trolls. I mean, we'll
Be a
still be the
buzzkill.
hit of the party, but it.
It's true. Oh yeah. So if you zoom in, you should be able to see the token.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, get a good look at it.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, you guys have the floor here. Whatever you'd like to do. This person, we'll just say for the sake of it, this person has already moved this way. Just so you can go about your business here without having to worry too much.
Okay, so they almost walk right past you.
Yeah, they didn't even look at the house as they were walking by. They just kind of walked by.
I'm looking at everyone else going like, listen, I think this is maybe a mistake, but you did help me out back there in Trebray, his house. So I'll follow you. If you want to attack the trolls, we'll attack the trolls.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable just leaving them there.
I'm bored. I just want to fight. Don't feel like you owe us shit, but if you want to jump in this scuffle, would be appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well-
we definitely appreciate your companionship and help in these issues for sure.
If I deem them unworthy, then killing them will be a good thing anyway.
Trolls are generally unworthy.
Yeah, you probably will want to fuck them up.
Probably.
They're out here doing a drug deal in the forest.
What kind of drugs, though?
Oh shit! Now we really gotta
we
get
should
them.
stop them.
Yeah.
Take the drugs.
Yeah,
We should confiscate those drugs.
I make my way outside.
Test their potency.
Fyeth goes over kind of towards Aliva, and says, I don't really have much that I can do to help. If you get hurt, I mean, I might be able to help you. I don't really. I kind of wasn't really the son that chose the sword. If you catch my drift.
Why are you approaching me with this?
Well, I can help in other ways. He holds his hand up towards the roof and raises it just ever so slightly. And success. Everyone in the party feels. Oh, that's awesome. Everyone in the party feels kind of a warmth come over them from the top of their head down to the bottom of their feet, very, very quickly. You almost feel invigorated for a moment. Everybody gains 7 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's not a lot.
A little bit of a bubble.
As he kind of takes a sigh, you can see that he's kind of expended a little bit of energy here. You can tell, but nonetheless is still, feels like he wants to help to contribute, at least in some way. But anyway, all right.
I'm still curious. Like, why did you approach me with this just now?
You're a warrior of the order. You have knowledge that no one else has any longer. The same with us. The same with the Shadestone family. We also hold knowledge that a lot of the world just isn't prepared to know. The same with you. I could only imagine what mysteries you're aware of.
Oh, I appreciate your efforts. And I will look for Annalyn and Sasha Ray.
Thank you. I'll do just about anything to get them back.
The awkward nod.
Nice, perfect. All right. Do you guys want to make your way out?
Yeah, we're gonna try to stealth up on these ogres, I think.
All right.
Or trolls.
The oh
Yeah,
god,
these load screens are taking a while.
I know it's taken so long lately.
It's like blickety split quick for me.
Is it?
Somebody has a fancy
Yeah.
computer.
Huh?
Said somebody has a fancy computer. Oh, it's
Humble brag.
telling me to kill my page. I don't want to kill my page. Oh no.
1 second.
The page is
Y'all
like
running
you killing
Chrome?
it.
GM.
I'm on Opera, honestly.
Bam! Look at that. Oh, all in one shot.
Nice.
I try. Oh shit.
Where Rummy wouldn't be there, yeah.
Oops. All right. Perfect. Here, Romy has this too. Okay. All right. So for the sake of it, I would like everybody to roll a stealth check for me, if you don't mind.
Stealth is not good. Oh, there you go, with disadvantage.
Oh, wow.
At 25.
An 8.
Dude, nice.
Well, you're clunky, you know, you got that armor and stuff on.
Well,
Just
also, yeah, it's so true. I think I mentioned to you before. I was like, listen, she's not subtle ever. She just sort of walks up and is like, "What's up? Let's kill."
Usually I'm
This
not
is-
either.
this is
I got
great.
lucky on that one. Grip
No,
was
it's
11.
true. It's true. No, this is like totally realistic. I love it. And Aliva's in the back of the line, so it's fine, right? She's kind of all the way in the back.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
She knows it, so she's like trying to stay back.
Brandy's a ninja at this point. She's like a puff of smoke.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
She is. She's always
26. What the hell?
It's the only skill
shadow.
I've got is hiding somewhere.
like
We left the Dockmaster's house and lost track of Brandy.
She's just gone. So, with that being said, you kind of you make your way across the bridge, and before you go to the shack, what we'll do is we'll move everybody up here. Sorry, I'm moving your characters just for a moment, guys. And as you get here, I will allow you guys to kind of position. If a couple people want to go forward in stealth mode, you can. If a couple people want to stay back, you can. I'll let you guys do whatever you want to do to set
So
this
we
up.
kind of
Also,
want to go right up through this part of the trees, right?
yeah. So I should probably explain this too. So if you're looking at your map here, and the only reason I didn't do this is because the map's kind of small already. So this area here, all this area here, on the left and the right side of the shack, is waist-high shrubbery. All right, so you can move through it without difficult terrain. Same with the rest of the map. Obviously, the water is not. The water you can't move through that freely. However, Hedrick's house, the patch of land, meaning really close to his house, like here and on, is really thick shrubbery, so you can't move that way. So basically, what that means is the only way to get back to his house is via the bridge. Everywhere else is fair game. So that way it opens it up for combat. So if you guys
Okay.
want to, just so you know, so I don't want to confuse anybody with all the shrubbery everywhere.
Quick question: now that we're
That's
by the shack, oh sorry,
Yeah.
now that we're by the shack, is smoke evidence, like evident?
You don't see, well, you know what? Roll a perception check for me, Aliba. Let's see.
The absence of evidence.
Sorry, I've been using the same music all night.
Really hitting some low things lately. Yeah.
You don't notice, anything, any smell. You don't see kind of any residual smoke left in the air from where you're standing, Aliba.
Okay.
And where are the trolls, right? Sort of here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna... Maybe we will go, this way. Now, can we crawl through this shrubbery to sort of stay low?
You can. So before you move, if you want, I'm just gonna throw this out there before you do that. Once you turn the corner of the shack, you are now within line of sight because all the shrubbery is waist high. Remember that it's not that high. It's only waist high. So
Brandy can hide in
Yeah.
it, but we'll have to someone
Randy
crawl.
could probably hide in it easily. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you guys
yeah,
are all
right.
really
I
tall.
was like
So,
crouch walking.
What are you trying to say?
yeah, for sure.
How do you guys feel about crawling in the mud?
You
I'm
could
sorry,
go this
I'm
way. You're still
Busy.
this is still line of sight until you get to the top, but then again, you can't get around this way entirely because it's, as you can see, it's blocked off. So this is your path. You can fight anywhere, but the only way
as I
here-
enter the shrubbery, I'm just gonna sort of motion with my hand to everybody to stay down, and I'm gonna get on my hands and knees, army
Oh,
style,
nice.
really low, elbows,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
army crawl right through here.
How far do you want to go?
I want
Essentially.
to army crawl probably even right up to here-ish. If I can.
Oh wow, you want to get that close?
If I can stay low and army crawl through the mud in the shrubbery, yeah.
All right. That'll require a stealth check for me. Roll it with advantage.
Ooh, there you go.
Since
Okay,
you have the
that
element of
is good.
surprise, and we'll see what you do here. Bring me a shrubbery.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
A
Oh,
shrubbery.
look at that. That's good.
With advantage, it would still be probably yeah. Or would it be an?
Oh, with heavy armor. So it's what is it with heavy? It's like minus. Is it -5?
It's just
It's disadvantage with heavy armor, but disadvantage and
but
advantage.
it gives you natural, so you're just gonna get the 19, 20, 21. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Still-
21 is good.
With
So,
advantage, it would be just the first roll, whatever.
yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I should just. It's okay. So yeah, you are stealthed up, D1, and furthermore, you are crouched down. Here, let me give you the ninja face. And I'll let you get to here.
I would have been kind of like crouch walking, maybe 15 feet behind him.
All right, roll a stealth check for me with advantage. Element of surprise until somebody fucks up.
Oh god.
Oh,
Hey, nice. Ronan, you are also really, really low, taking advantage. And that's like that line right there. As you guys can see, the edge of the house. That's probably about the farthest I'll let you go for now. If you don't mind, until we start. Just until we get everybody in position. What is the rest of the party? What do you guys want to do?
I mean, I'll just kind of creep up on the other side of the house. Probably here.
No, yeah.
There's not too deep mud on this side, right?
I'd actually probably follow him, and then I'm following a little bit,
There.
not enthusiastically.
Yeah, and I would be trailing behind the both of them. Because they're basically just clearing a path for me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, just so we're clear, I didn't do a good job with this, but you can't. So if you want to get to the back of the house, you have to go down this way.
From where I am, can I
Just so
see
you
the
know.
trolls from where I am?
You currently D1. Roll a perception check for me, as well as you, Ronan. Since you know about it at least. Oh, the natural one. So this is an interesting situation.
It is.
10. Let me just do this first because it's hilarious. This is an interesting situation because D1, when you round the corner here, you look and you don't see shit. But Rummy absolutely sees the troll, is totally aware of where he is, and to a point where he sees the landmark, like a tree with a notch cut out in it, like right above where the troll is hiding, and D1 knows for that reference point. But even with that reference point, you don't see the troll. The troll is that well hidden and camouflaged.
Okay, so using that reference point,
Ronan, you do not see the troll either. You are trying to look in the position that D1 told you, and you even in your mind, as you continue to communicate, you still don't see the troll.
can I cast
That's all right.
silent image behind where I think they are from
Yeah.
Ruby's pinpoint
Sure.
to make it look like a 15-foot cube forest fire suddenly lit behind them?
Yeah, you absolutely can. The image appears at a spot within range. Last for duration, the image is really visible. Isn't accompanied by sound. Oh, it isn't accompanied by sound, smell, or other scenery. Okay.
It's just visual.
Yeah, this is awesome, though. All right.
But I'll
You
try
wanna
to make
create
it look like the forest is lit on fire behind them.
Sure, a 15-foot cube.
Yeah.
Okay, D1. So, sure. As you begin to, what are the components here? Verbal, somatic, and a bit of fleece. So, what is your verbal component? I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll just
We'll
I
just
left
have
a
you.
few arcane words.
Just start speaking.
Terrible,
in
Caleb. My bad.
And Klingon and shit.
Kapla. So you begin to utter the words, D1, and you see at first just a tiny little image of a fire, and then you see all at once just this absolute inferno burning, the image of it burning behind you with the trees caught on fire, absolutely like, you know, reaching up to the sky. But in this instance, I just want to make sure. As amazing of a freaking idea as that was, none of them are looking in that direction, and this doesn't produce any sound.
Okay. So
I'm
I was
sorry.
hoping to stop them from running away at least.
No, I hear you. Yeah, no, it's still going. I mean, it's going for up to 10 minutes if you want to concentrate.
Alright, I'm gonna look at Ronan and just whisper, let's rush him.
I'm game.
I don't think they'll let it get away.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Do you want it, Road?
Where's the rest of the party?
Coming
Yeah, I
around.
think we
That's a
might have
good
gone the
question.
wrong way.
Yep, so... Okay, so real quick, Griff, Aliva, and Brandy, are you all where you want to be?
Oh, look, let me make sure I understood you correctly. So we cannot actually walk through this area. It's too tall.
Yeah.
Ow. What am I talking about?
So you can't
so.
access the back of the building through this corner here.
So this whole corner is useless to us.
Unless you pull the trolls out this way.
I led you astray.
Yeah, you did.
I'm like, this
But you
way.
can funnel them. There is a bottleneck here. So if you look in the bottom there's a bottleneck.
Yeah, this map
Yeah,
that we have is
I'll-
very small. We can barely see to the
Ignore
corner of the
one
building.
and,
Yeah.
Unless they just like
Oh,
feast
shit.
on D1 and Griffin.
Yeah,
This will
no,
be
I would probably
an
turn around.
interesting fight because you're gonna have to use your environment too. This is gonna be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, y'all about to get fucked.
All right. So yeah, you can go ahead and freely put your characters where you'd like them to be.
I'd probably turn around and correct course and
Yeah,
try
you
and
got it,
follow.
No
I just
problem.
want to get right to the fucking like edge here
Yeah.
to where I can actually summon. Can I actually summon an
can.
echo preemptively?
Absolutely. Would you like to? Are you doing this stealthily, Griff?
Yeah, as
All right.
stealthily as possible.
So
just
go ahead
pretty
and roll a
much
stealth
like,
check for me with advantage, since you have the element of surprise. You have some time here to make sure you get down real low, and you're using your claw hands at the moment, so you're
claw hands.
Oh, 20, dirty 20, nice man. So you are
Fuck yeah.
also stealth, Griff.
Okay.
Give you the little ninja favor.
And I can summon one of my echoes, like basically in front of me.
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Would your echo have your claw hands or your sword hands?
It's an exact replica of you, so
It would
whatever
have the
you
claws.
have, it would have.
Yeah, so I'd have to equip my swords as well.
Like I remember
Unless
the
I want
cards you can do
claws
as
of
an
trolls to
environmental.
1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I believe so. It's one environmental to equip different nubbins.
Shit. 1 second.
No big accessories.
Why does that one vibrate?
I did.
Nice.
Oh god.
Oh
stink.
god!
It's not peach juice.
1 second. There you go.
Sweet. Thank you, man.
Yeah, so you have your little echo pops out kind of right behind you.
Hell yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah, I'd actually just keep it like a square in front as long as it doesn't break,
Yeah.
the stealth.
No, that's totally good. It's good where you're at.
Cool.
All right, Brandy, are you where you want to be?
I don't know where I want to be, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's totally okay. It's
Deep.
totally okay. As a matter of fact, guys, before we jump into combat, we're probably just gonna end the session right before combat. That way, when we
Sure.
come back next week, we're just gonna jump right into it. If everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure where you're gonna be right now, that's okay. You have some time to think about it. Otherwise, yeah, go ahead and put your character wherever you want.
I'll put her back in the starting kind of spot to see where how I'm feeling next time.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Aliva, are you where you want to be?
I'm just thinking how mean it would be if I was just like, no, I'm sitting right here. But,
Just tuck
Probably
into the
not.
shrubbery.
That's awesome.
just like, I'll wait and see what you fools do first. No.
Perfect.
Honestly, no, I'd probably hang even around where Brandy and Ronan were. I'm not immediately backing up the other guys because I didn't want to do this to begin with, so it's pretty obvious.
Nice.
I'm kind of lingering, but I'm not engaging immediately.
So like there? Is that good? Something like that?
Get a little closer for sure, yeah.
Nice, nice. Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right. Okay, guys. With that being said, D1 notices through Rummy's eyes the goblins. The trolls crouch down real low to the ground. The rain falling through the tree line here, drip by drip by drip, and you can see it landing on the skin and on the leaves beside the trolls, and they're not even moving. They're only moving enough to breathe, and you can see there isn't any flinching, any loud, any kind of any other sign of life aside from the fact that they're watching and they're breathing. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Woo woo.
Sounds good.
All right. Well done, guys. Sorry, it got a little draggy, but
No,
We
there's
will-
a lot of information there today.
yeah, it was a lot of info. Sorry, I dumped a lot on you tonight.
Yeah.
Good.
But we will get back to it next week with a pretty intense troll fight, I think. So
Yeah.
come ready to fight next week, guys. Should be a good
yeah.
one.
Stabby stab.
All right, guys. I will stop
right.
the recording. Everybody say your goodbyes.
All right.
Peace.